it's true that I hit you, slap in your face, quick in your face. Whoa, 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 man down. Whoa, 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 man down. You can see inside my heart. Man, seems like I'm a child. You know it's not right to think bad about yourself. That's why this bad time is making me blue. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know it's true that I hate you. Slap in your face, quick in your face. Oh, whoa, 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 man down.
Hello, everybody. You talking about late? I'm dead ass on time, 100% on time. You ain't gonna call me late. You don't call me late. I call you late. You're the one that's late. You weren't even waiting in here. You didn't even post before the show. That's late. If you're not 10 minutes early, you're 20 minutes late. See? See how that works? No, I'm dead on time. That's all I work on is on time. Okay? On time. I mean 9:01. We were live 2 minutes early. I played a whole 2-minute song. That's live. Just waiting for people to get in here. I don't want to argue. Okay? I don't want the vibe to get sour already. Welcome to Highdeology. Hello. How are you? Hello, Mr. Naughty Priest and everyone else. Johnny, I got you modded up over here. You did look, it was very strange seeing you without the blue name. Had to take care of that. I don't have very many mods over here, honestly. I got like 5 or 6 mods, and 4 of them I haven't seen in forever. You'll turn down the cuntiness. Don't worry about it. I'm joking with you like you was joking with me. What it do, what it do, what it da. Got some tea here. Got some old chai tea here. Amelia brewed this up in my whistling teapot. We got a whistling teapot for Christmas. I never had a whistling teapot before. It whistles, dude. It whistles. I'm thinking about maybe trying out one of these smaller, cheaper air fryers to see what's what. They've apparently just like blown up since the last time I gave a shit about kitchen appliances. Me and Amelia needed to buy a microwave because the place we're at right now doesn't have like a built-in one. And so we had to go get, like a countertop microwave. And we went to Target, and motherfucker, bro. They had a whole row of air fryers. A whole goddamn row in Target was nothing but both sides of it, air fryers. I agree. Poop. I feel bad about Poop. Poop started talking, and we all made fun of him, and now I feel bad about it. Remember when Poop started to like actually have like a personality? We were just like, boo. Like my air fryer, right? But I tend to cook too much at once for it to be practical for us. And I generally end up deep frying or baking things, but otherwise go in there. Yeah, I don't know. TJ's got one. He swears by it. I'm not 100% sold on it because I don't know how much I would like use it. Well, that's my thing is Mr. Naughty Priest is like, I'm thinking of it as like a thing to use to warm up leftovers. Because we do a lot of that. You know what I mean? Like, Amelia will cook something, we'll eat it, and we put the leftovers away, and then you got to heat the leftovers up the next day. You got two choices, oven or microwave, dry or dryer, you know. But I've heard you can pretty much fucking toss anything in that thing, and it'll just, like, you know, real quick heat it up. Yeah, I've heard. Like, that's kind of what I want to try first in it if I end up getting one. Get a big old bag of Totinos, throw a whole fucking bag in there. Oh, by the way, smoke your bowls if you got them. Wow. A bowl or a joint or a J or a flip or a flap or a floop, whatever you got. Light that fucking thing up, smoke it. 'Cause tomorrow ye may die. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow ye may die. That's got to be like the best piece of advice ever, I think. You know, those like little quotable pieces of like life advice that people will throw at you? That's got to be the best one ever conceived of. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow ye may surely die. Whew. Kind of puts it in perspective, right? At least for me, it does. Carpe diem, boys. Make your lives extraordinary. Sounds like you can apply that every day. Then you will probably die. Definitely. Well, there's no probably about it. There's no probably about it. Everybody in here is dead. You're dead man walking. Every last one of us. Dead man walking. You were dead meat as soon as you fell out of your mother. Think about that. Dead meat. Dead meat walking. You'll probably die early. Man, that's pretty fucking mean, bro. Like, honestly. You're a whole ass patron and that's how you joke? That's how you joke? You want me to die? That's pretty fucking mean. Why do you feel the need to be so goddamn fucking mean? With a name like Bonsai Tree, too. You sound like you'd be like mellow with a name like Bonsai Tree. That's pretty fucking mean, Bonsai Tree. If I die, it better be on a picket line. Look at you, buddy. Captain Labor over here. I like it. I like it. I like it. So, yeah, we're here tonight. I had this scheduled, I think, for later this month, but I bumped it up because Scotty is not feeling well. I know that you guys were supposed to get a Fighting Boys live tonight. I was actually going to tune into that shit. I want to see what they do. I want to see what the Fighting Boys are up to myself. So I was looking forward to just like kind of kicking back and being a chat rat. You know what I mean? I know you know what I mean. I was thinking about kicking back and being a chat rat. But today, we got to switch things up. Sorry. Paul is here. Never fear. Crack a beer. Wipe your tear. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Scotty. I don't know if it was like food poisoning or if he got a little flu bug or something. I don't know, man. My union is considering to strike at Safeway after successful Kroger strike, so I'm hoping to get my chance. Bust out some labor songs and play some tunes. Yep. Well, find you some Woody Guthrie. Learn a little labor folk. I like it. Do you think that's what it was? You think he went out after that episode and got the fish jizz and then that's what got him sick? I think you're right. I think you are probably correct. Priapism? You think that's what he's got? He's got the priapism. Oh, no. So anyway, welcome everybody. Welcome patrons, to the new kind of buffet laid before you. I got to tell you that even I have a lot of faith in our, production schedule and our abilities as entertainers. But even I look at the amount of content that we're dropping over the over the last year and then over the next year. And, it'll make you, it gives you the hiccups a little bit to look at it. Like, oh. It gives you the hiccups slightly when you look at it. But fuck, man. That's always been kind of like our idea for the show is to take a look at what other people give to their $5 patrons and give them 10, 15 times more than that, Is it appropriate that a buffet makes my nipples hard? I really don't think appropriateness comes into it. If it makes your nips hard, it makes your nips hard. At least one debut of something 5 to 7 days a week, sometimes 2. You guys are absolute machines. Hey, dude, I will tell you what, over the course of the last year, while, I was moving and fucking all of this shit has gone on, the guys and I have really come up with a regimented way of shooting the show and have really kind of sold ourselves to a production schedule that, allows us for a little time off. But hey, man, we got to fucking work. On the days that we work, we work. And, in the background, we've got Amelia and Taylor making sure that shit gets released smoothly to you guys. So, hello, Swag. Hello there, Swags. Over here flexing his check marks. Swagta, the only dude I think I personally know that has a check mark. He's got a YouTube check mark. I didn't even know you could get a YouTube check mark. I've been on fucking YouTube since Swagta was a fetus, literally. And I can't get a check mark. On any of the properties that I've been a part of, I can't get a check mark. You got some Chex Mix? Yeah, me too. That's the closest I've gotten to a check mark anywhere. Some Chex Mix. Swagto over here gets a fucking check mark. Lets everybody know that he's the Swagta. It's like... Mail me a J and I'll share my secret. Dude, I'm not mailing you a J. I can't do that. I'm not going to jail to know how to get a check mark, you know what I mean? You come visit me and I will smoke your fucking head off. I'll smoke your head completely off. Your whole head will go up in a puff of smoke. You come over here. You can't be mailing weed. You just can't do it. You've got a check mark in our hearts, Paul. Aw. Gotta get back to the grind, but one of these days it'd be cool to call in about labor union history, among other things. I'll be lurking. Cool, man. Well, enjoy your rest of your day as well as you can, and good luck with the labor stuff, man. It's very much cool to hear these things happening. Ask FPS Russia about it. Did he get busted like mailing people weed? Eef. Man, I don't even know what makes you think you could do that shit. Like, I guess people don't understand the precarious nature of weed legality. Like, a lot. I'll tell you this. I understand how you could get in that mindset that, like, oh, you can do whatever you want now. Because I've lived in California most of my life. And, even before it was legalized or even decriminalized here, weed was basically not a deal here. At least not where I grew up. There are a lot of people in California prison on weed raps from back in the day, but I grew up in an area of California where it was just like, you went to prison for it? God damn. For mailing weed? Fuck. Yeah, people don't understand, like, yeah, like, weed is state legal. Like, if you're in California, you're legal to sit, smoke weed, purchase weed, do whatever you want, right? Within reason with weed. But you go just across the border into Utah and you're in jail one way or another, either federally or in Utah. You know what I mean? It's just not, it's a very precarious situation still. So even if you're in a state where it's legal, you're doing, like, every time I take a hit of this, I'm doing something that is legal in my state, but federally illegal. Think about that shit. And when you put it that way, it makes me want to, like, quit weed. A little bit. Not enough, though. I don't think I will. Well, I tell you what, Habeas J, you might want to keep that shit to yourself. I don't know if I would be, cavalier, even in a private fucking live stream, about talking about receiving weed over state lines and shit. Like, that is cashed. And you know what that means. It's time to load up another. TJ and Scotty smoke weed on stream. Hey, I mean, good for them. Thought you had your freedoms. You got your freedoms. I mean, do whatever you want. Yeah, no, I totally agree. It is completely fucked up. People get longer sentences for weed than rape or sex crimes. I mean, I don't know anybody personally that's gotten locked up for like a super long time because of weed, but I do know people that got busted out. I used to know people that, would sling a little weed here and there. Couple of those dudes went away for a couple years, To me, any time that anybody spends in jail for selling somebody a plant that grows naturally up out of the ground is too much time. You know what I mean? A second is too much time, let alone 2 years of your fucking life. Yeah. Excuse me. Weed, please. Yeah, that 3 strikes law shit fucked a lot of people up. What if it's like a poppy plant? It's the same thing, dude. To me, like, refining poppies into heroin is a different process. You know what I mean? Who's the villain in that scenario? Nobody. That's the point. well, I guess the state, if you're talking about sending people to jail for weed or people going to jail for mailing weed, whoever the enforcement agency is that prescribes that is the villain there. It just makes no sense. It makes no sense. When it comes to like drug legalization, I've always been probably not quite to the point that TJ's at. I mean, I've heard TJ say like they should just make a store where you can go and get fucking meth and heroin, no questions asked, and they should just put these up and let people go. And hey, maybe he's right. But I've always been like for the incremental softening of these types of fucking, substances in terms of like, how legal they are. And I definitely don't think anybody should be in fucking federal prison for years and years and years and years and years for possessing it. See, that's the thing, though, Johnny. That's what makes the whole legalization, the full legalization, ending the drug war. That's what makes it sticky. Because I feel the same way about meth. I grew up in an area that was just absolutely devastated by meth. And to me, the idea of that shit being available at the 7-Eleven is fucking terrifying. If you've ever seen somebody lose their soul to meth, like you'll never forget. It hollows a person out, man. I'm not even joking. And like, of course, a lot of the way I feel about that, the strength of that feeling comes from the fact that I was, born and raised in a place that had a huge problem with this shit. And I watched a lot of my friends go down to it, A lot of people I knew in high school, a lot of people that I used to work with. I've seen them fucking, it just takes a person, and like I said, it hollows them out. And it's fucking scary. And the idea of that just being like, oh yeah, go pick up some fucking crank. It's like, I mean, I agree with you on that, Johnny. Like, people that are addicted to these things will go to a pretty extreme length sometimes to get money for those things. And that's where a lot of the criminality comes from. But I'm more talking about the personal cost. Like, not just to them, but to their families and their friends and shit. And I'm saying, like, look, ultimately, it's your choice if you want to fucking go down in flames. And that really is, like, I do believe that. I'm not a person that preaches the benefits of that. And if I've got a friend or somebody I even tangentially care about that I feel like is doing that, I'm going to try and talk to them and talk them out of it. But ultimately, you want to fucking fuck your whole life, you can do it. But goddamn, man, I've just seen it. I've just seen too much of it. I've seen too many people hurt by it, Shit gives you bright, keen teeth, yeah. My parents did meth. They gave me PTSD with their overbearing, hyper-controlling parenting. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. My friends were in heavy drugs and have the most crazy stories. Some of it is scary as hell, yeah. Yeah, it's a fair point. It's a rough ride trying to help or even exist in the orbit of someone in severe addiction. I've been on the other hand, though only by way of alcohol, but even as drunk as I was, even as a drunk, I was a burden on everyone. Of course. And that he will magnify that across the entirety of our civilization. And it's a problem that I don't know that you can solve by just going like, well, everything's legal. I mean, okay. legal, taxed, and then all of that tax money, or at least 99% of that tax money, goes directly to treatment of people that have these syndromes, maybe, like, even that feels backwards. But, you know, I don't know. I've never felt super comfortable talking about mass drug legalization, because I've never really, you know, maybe it's just a deficiency in my ideology or whatever, but I've never, like, believed it. I'm fine with weed. I'm fine with legalizing weed, because alcohol is infinitely more destructive than weed. I've witnessed that firsthand, and you can just go buy that wherever, you know what I mean? So fuck that. But when it comes to these harder drugs and shit, dude, I don't fucking know. I really don't. I always figured in the legal drug society, it would have to be the same refined versions of the drugs that can be tested and legal, like Ritalin and morphine, not meth and heroin. Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, then what's to stop people from making meth? You know what I mean? Like, if they're just like, oh, no, you don't need meth anymore because you've got this ultra pure form of it. And people are like, well, I'm still going to cook up meth and sell it at a discount. You know what I mean? You really got to make meth a thing. It's one of those things. Yeah, it really is. I feel at odds with myself over it, because on one hand, I think it's silly to try and prohibit any human being from putting a substance in their body or whatever. But on the other hand, I think that it's incredibly destructive, personally and societal, fuck it. Societally? Is that a word? Did I just make up a word? Socially. What's that stuff? What's that stuff that's pretty much everything on the streets and a tiny bit can kill you? I have no idea. My setup looks comfy. It is pretty fucking comfy. I'm not gonna lie. Do you legalize psychedelics? Sure. I mean, legalize, regulate, all that shit for sure. Fentanyl. I mean, that's a drug. That's a drug that literally escaped out of the medical system. So no, I don't think people should just be able to go get fentanyl. You know what I mean? And so how do I reconcile that? How do I go like, yeah, legalize all drugs except fentanyl or except meth? Yeah, it just doesn't. With meth being legalized and regulated, to take power away from Big Pharma. Pills did my mother in more than meth. Rip. Yeah, sorry to hear about your mom. And sorry to say that you're just not alone, especially in this country, man. Pharmaceuticals are, you want to talk about the drug that's killing more people on the streets and shit, it's all pharmaceutical shit. It's not heroin. Like, pills overtook heroin sometime in like the late 90s or some shit, and that was that. Since like Vicodin, Percocet, Percodan, and all that shit hit the streets, all heroin is taking a fucking way back seat in the bus. It's all pills now. Pills, patches, mists. You know, people sell fentanyl mist. Like fentanyl that's meant to be just like inhaled directly out of a fucking inhaler and shit. And there are people out on the streets with that shit. Fentanyl inhalers. What the fuck? Holy shit, man. You know? Whew. People's lives get pretty messed up by alcohol. Yeah, they do. No denying it. I've seen that. Just watch Paul's quotable quandaries. Hope Scotty's okay. I think he's okay. He's just sick. He got ill. I'm not sure. I'm sure, if he finds out what it was when he's feeling better, he'll let us know. But he's fine, not in the hospital or anything, but he's at home resting where, somebody feeling like that should be. But he's okay. The rumors of the Kaiser's illness have been exaggerated. The Kaiser was simply called away on business. Yeah, he ate the fish jizz. Scotty ate the fish jizz, and that did him in. His stomach was not ready for the fish jism. Recently discovered port wine, and now I see why people are having problems with drinking. Yeah. I mean, if you like it, I guess, huh? Paul, did McDonald's food always look like dog shit, or did it have standards back in the day? It had, it always looked like dog shit to an extent, but it had better standards back in the day. That's just the way it is. And that's across the board for all fast food. Like, fast food is gross, and it kind of always has been gross, but it's gotten way fucking grosser and way worse in the last 20, 30 years. Take it from me. If you're going to take it from anybody, take it from me. Because why would I steer you wrong on that shit? You know what I mean? I mean, I've watched in my lifetime, and this is no joke, Burger King go from the number one, that was the number one place. It was like, honestly, when it came to quality of the food that you would get, Burger King was at the top. They literally were the Burger King when it came to a fast food burger. I'm not claiming it was like perfect, but that Whopper used to be banging. Their fries used to be banging. Everything there, their chicken tenders and chicken strips and stuff when they came out with them, banging, 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 banging. And then all of the sudden, that shit went right off the cliff. What happened? Standards went down. Like, they wanted to squeeze more profit margin out of it, and so they stopped using better stuff because they realized that people would just put up with it tasting kind of more like slop than food. I like, that's all I can tell you. Like, you go to a Burger King now and get a fucking hamburger there, it's so gross, man. It's not even edible. I haven't done it in over a year. I haven't, like, even tried a Burger King in well over a year because I just know. I just know it's going to be gross. Whataburger stayed good. Yeah, Whataburger is all right, but I mean, Whataburger is very local. You know, it's not like a national chain. Burger King was a national chain back in the day. Is it okay for me to bring you guys in the shower with me? Feels weird without consent. I mean, yeah, dude, as long as you don't rub us onto your junk. I don't consent to that, but if you just want to listen in the shower, go on in. You guys get Nando's over there in the USA? It's like a spicy chicken joint. No, I've heard of it just, in movies and British media and TV shows and shit, but we don't have a Nando's, at least not anywhere I've been. Maybe they have, if they have it anywhere, it would probably be one in LA or New York or some shit. I've stopped eating KFC for years. Literally made me sick every time I ate it. Yeah. A lot of these places went off a cliff, dude. But I'm telling you, the fall of Burger King it would be unreal. I wish I could take people back in time sometimes. I consent to being rubbed on your junk. All right, you can rub Swagta on your junk, but not anybody else. Rub his check mark on your junk, dude. Just blow up that check mark and rub that on your junk. Tried Raising Cane's recently. It was all right. I was not impressed. I'll tell you who put me up on game on Raisin Cane's was Taylor. Dude, everybody, when we moved to Louisiana, when we left Washington, moved to Louisiana, all the dudes are like, oh, yeah, you got to get you some Raisin Cane's, boy. Scotty be like, yeah, you got to get you some Raisin Cane's. And I'd be like, oh, man. And then fucking Taylor just kind of privately was like, man, don't bother with the Raisin Cane's. It's shit. And I was like, why? And she was like, I worked there forever. She's like, it's just fucking gross, man. Like their chicken tenders are all floppy. She's like, the only good thing there is the sauce. That's exactly what she told me, and that's exactly the truth. If I could get like Raisin Cane sauce and then a chicken McNugget, I'd rather have that than Raisin Cane's. The sauce is dope, but the chicken is just kind of chicken parts. Just floppy, wet, overbreaded, over oily. I'm not a fan. And I had Cane's 2-3 times probably in the first year that I lived in Louisiana before I finally fucking gave up. And I was just like, there's something nostalgic going on with TJ and Scotty and the people that like the fucking Raisin Cane's. It must be that they grew up eating this wet, floppy fucking chicken shit. You know what I mean? Because I can't. It's not good. I just thought, oh, maybe I got a bad one last time. I get another one. No, it's exactly the same thing. I'd eat at a Burger King before Raisin Cane's again. Yeah, I think I agree. Unfortunately. I don't know. I just don't want a Cane's. Yucky, yucky, yucky. Cyborg Paul would have a vacuum installed in his throat and a McNugget button attached to his floating fat chair. Yes, McNugget. McNugget. Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, just like vacuum the McNugget right into my mouth. Nom, 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 nom. I'd love a McNugget button. Quite honestly, I'd be super happy with a McNugget button. Did you hear about Panda Express cult-like ritual for managers that make you hug each other in your undies? What? Is that even fucking true? Because that's the day I quit, dude. I ain't getting my fucking underwear all hugging nobody. Fuck you. Just teach me how to make the fucking fast food fried rice. And get out of my face. Stupid fucking places trying to turn work into a culture. No. Oh, yeah, we did cover that on Flash Fried. You're right. What's the point of that anyway? Mental conditioning? Yeah. It's a way of like equalizing people probably, and like psychologically equalizing people so that there's less fucking interpersonal conflict in their stores or whatever the fuck. It's definitely got a psychological reasoning behind it, and it's definitely not something that they're paying a fucking manager enough to deal with. They take a picture so you never say anything bad about Panda Express. Oh, man. Compromat. We're sexually abusive family here at Panda Express. Yeah, we force semi-nude hugs here at Panda Express. Enjoy the orange chicken. Yeah, as a Scottish guy, we usually don't get too many fast food places here. I don't know what they do with McDonald's here, but it tastes like cardboard. Oh, it tastes like cardboard here too. You're just getting good old McDonald's. Enjoy. How's it going there in the States with the unioning? We're doing our thing. our president continues to wander around wondering where he's at. Like, did you guys see this latest Biden message? Here, let's watch it together. You guys want to watch a little Biden? You guys want a Biden doom spiral with me for just a minute or two? Let me see. It's got to be in the news, right? When was the last time Joe Biden gave a speech? I got to find that. $120 days. 120 days. Oh, shit. He's going to start saying some shit about Russia here pretty soon, too. I could have sworn I saw one that came out today, but now I can't find it. I can't find the Biden shit today. Biden, Obama pay tribute to Harry Reid. That's not what I watched. Oh, yeah, this is the one I watched. I would argue that the Biden economic plan is working, says President Biden. This is the one. All right, let me get this motherfucker up here. Let's get it up here, boy. Let's get it up here, boy. This one. Oh, that's got TJ and Scotty on it. Here we go. That is the one we want. Well, no, that's not the one we want. Which one do I want? Gotta be this one, right? Oh, we can turn. That's not the one. Give me a second. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Full cam. This is very strange. Could have sworn I had one set up with my camera on it and shit, but I guess it doesn't matter. Well, let's just listen to some Joe Biden together, yeah? You know, the thing, Jack. Oh, wait. I could probably do it here. Yeah, there we go. You know, Jack, the thing.
But this morning.
What? Wait a minute. Did that? He wasn't even a second in. How does he go into this? This morning. Did you guys hear that?
But this morning, I want to talk about, I think it's a historic day for our.
I'm sorry, dude. I got to hear that one more time. How the fuck did he come in on that? The fuck was that?
But this morning, I want to talk about, I think it's a historic day for our economic recovery. Mm-hmm. Today's national unemployment rate fell below 4% to 3.9%, the sharpest one-year drop in unemployment in United States history. The first time the unemployment rate has been under 4% in the first year of a presidential term in 50 years. 3.9% unemployment rate. Years faster.
All right, I gotta just jump in here. Unemployment rate needs to stop being the measure of the health of our society. What it means is that more people have been crammed into factories. More people are working 2-3 fucking jobs. Okay, that's not good news. That's not good news.
Experts said.
Now, if shit like. If people were getting commensurate spending power and commensurate upward mobility from their fucking work, you could crow about that. But when work for most people is slave subsistence, you can't really beat your chest about that shit anymore. We funneled more people into the fucking slave workhouses than any president in the history of presidents. Go fuck yourself.
We'd be able to do it. And we have added 6.4.
Is he getting balder? No, here's the problem, dude. He's got that fucking weird neck transplant, hair transplant, or maybe they took it off his ass or something, and so it's wispy up there. And on top of that, he He's like a ghost. He's like dead already. You know what I mean? He's a super old man. And he's got super white hair. And so it's just very wispy up there. But he might be thinning out a little again. This would be like the third time Joe Biden has balded. What's holding him together? A lot of fucking chicken wire, I think. I think they just got like chicken wire, rubber snubbers, twist ties, necromancy. Yeah.
4 million new jobs since January of last year, in 1 year. That's the most.
Does Joe have the Rona? Seems like he's having problems. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not one to talk. I know, but I have an excuse. I'm a giant pothead. What's his excuse?
Jobs in any calendar year by any president in history. How did that happen?
How did what? See, this is why I think Joe might be like a fucking robot or something. It really sounds like he's like a CD skipping, doesn't it?
Calendar year by any president in history. How did that happen? Well, the American Rescue Plan got the economy off its back and moving again, back on its feet.
What?
And moving again, back on its feet here by any president in history. How did that happen? Well, the American Rescue Plan got the economy off its back and moving again, back on its feet.
Say what?
Getting over 200 million Americans fully vaccinated, got people out of their homes and back to work, even in the face of wave after wave of COVID. We got schools open. We got booster shots. We brought down the poverty rate. It went from 20 million people on unemployment rolls a year ago to under 2 million people on the unemployment rolls today.
Huh? Anybody want to double check those numbers? And by the way, people falling off of unemployment just means that we've made it harder for people to get unemployment. Like, what are you claiming? There are less people too hurt to work now? No, you've just kicked people off of unemployment rolls. Like, what do you think unemployment is? He's going to brag that there are less people on fucking unemployment? So what did you do to prevent people's backs from going out and people from having heart attacks and strokes and shit and making them not able to work? That's no measure of the health of your society either. Or less people on unemployment rolls.
America's back to work.
See, this is what I'm talking about, man. Go fuck yourself. Americans are back to work working 2-3 jobs and getting fucked over. And what are you talking about? What about the Great Resignation? What about the most people resigning in a single month in November than any month in fucking American history? What about the labor shortage? How's that happening? What about the fucking supply chain problems? How's that happening if America's back to work, Joe?
And there are more historical accomplishments. The increase in Americans joining the labor force was the fastest this year of any year since 1996.
People are more desperate for breadcrumbs this year than any year since 96. People are just desperate to find whatever kind of work they are, Jack. Whatever kind of America's back to work. Crack the whip. Get a length of chain. What the fuck is this old ghoul? What a ghoul. What a disgusting, liver-spotted old fucking plastic ghoul.
And among prime age workers, ages 25 to 54,
what does that even mean? Why are you talking like a goddamn fucking corporate whore now? A prime age worker? So is that when you and your corporate buddies have decided that human beings are most worthwhile? Between 20 and 34? That's when a human being is worth your time and effort and energy and consideration? Prime age workers? You mean like prime grade USDA beef now? Prime rib? You gonna start fucking describing your workers, the people that live in your fucking country, like you describe meat? Amazon Prime age? Yeah, right?
their increase in labor force participation was the biggest in 43 years.
Wow. Another thing you shouldn't be crowing about. You know what people that age were doing 33 years ago? They were going to school because they could afford it. Yeah, I know. I was there. Yeah, 33 years ago, there was less labor participation amongst people between the age of 20 and 34 because they were in school. They were pursuing their higher educations and shit.
Record job creation, record unemployment declines, record increases in the people in the labor force.
Then why is every fucking port jammed up, Joe? Why aren't there enough truck drivers to get things from A to P, Joe? Why are there signs on every door saying, sorry, we don't have nobody to work here, Joe? One of these things is a lie. So either it is a lie that the American supply chain is disrupted, which anybody living in America knows it's not, or what you're saying is a lie. You're talking about people being funneled away from good paying jobs like the shipping industry, union jobs, and being funneled into the maw of working at a fucking fast food joint or a dollar store. This is nothing to beat your fucking chest about, Joe. You've created desperation so deep in young people that they can't even afford to go in their fucking education anymore, if that's what they want. And they certainly can't expect to find a good job like my parents could. Neither of my parents are college graduates. They were able to fucking go work a factory job that let them buy a house, raise 2 children. While they were prime age USDA cut, too.
I would argue the Biden economic plan is working and is getting America back to work, back on its feet. But the record doesn't stop there. Today's report also tells us that record wage gains, especially for workers in some of America's toughest jobs, women and men who work in the frontline jobs in restaurants, hotels, travel, tourism, desk clerks, line cooks, wait staff, bellmen, they all saw their wages at a historic high.
That's because you had to pay them more because you were asking them to go out in the middle of a fucking pandemic, Joe. Those historic highs will be rolled back, Joe. A lot of them already have, Joe. This old motherfucker will just look you right in the face and lie to you. Why do you think the last year those industries saw record jumps in fucking money? Because they were being asked to go out into a fucking deadly pandemic. A lot of that time before there was a fucking vaccine available with a bunch of idiots that won't wear masks and no government to mandate it for them, Joe.
Highest in history. Their pay went up almost 16% this year, far ahead of inflation, which is still a concern.
You know what else is a concern? All those wage gains disappearing, Joe, because none of those jobs you described are strongly unionized. Uh-oh. But inflation, yeah, that's still a concern. Well above inflation. You know, we paid our fucking frontline workers, some little fucking areas of them anyway, 16% more. That's well above inflation. That's still a concern. Give me a fucking break, man. Who's listening to this shit? Honestly, I want to know. Like, I want to know who's taking part in this. Who's voting for it? Who's rooting for it?
Overall, wage gains for all workers who were not supervisors went up more in 2021 than any year in 4 decades.
Oh, my God, man. All right. Well, I've seen enough. I've heard enough. Vosh. Yeah, my dude. Based, my guy. Based, my dude. Turkey based. You're 26 and you don't see yourself doing anything other than renting for the rest of your life, yeah? I mean, that very well may be the case. You may be lucky at some point to be able to find a suitable place to fucking rent. Ugh. Fucking Joe. I just can't hang, dude. He just puts me to fucking sleep. And he looks so sad. Like, look at him. Look at Joe. Look at him. Look at that face.
Gains for all sharpest 1-year drop.
This is elder abuse, man. Yeah. He looks like he wants somebody to bring him a dish of applesauce. Look at him. Oh, what a joke. Well, there we go. We've dipped our toe into Joe Biden. I kind of wish I hadn't now. Turkey based. Yeah. Paul, how does that tall glass of Paul was completely right about Biden juice you drink every day of this presidency taste? Pretty fucking bitter, dude. Pretty fucking bitter. You think I'm happy about being like, I'm not. I wish I was wrong about Joe Biden. I really do. I just knew I wasn't gonna be. I mean, anybody, like, and I'm not some kind of fucking prognosticator neither. Like, everybody kind of knew this was going to happen, right? Everybody with a half a fucking brain knew that Joe Biden was going to be a piece of shit, right? Who knows? Who do you think would win in a primary, Hillary or Biden? Dude, fuck if I know. They're both hideously unlikable people. They're both serially unlikable. So, you know, flip that coin. Oh my God, dude, a Hillary Clinton versus Joe Biden debate would be, I mean, just think about this. Like, that's a huge thing right now. It's like this man here, this dude right here. Oh, wait. There we go. This guy, he's not serving another 3 years and then running for another 4-year term. There's no fucking way. The cognitive decline on display in Joe Biden just over the course of him running for president and the presidency is startling. And anybody that says that it isn't, any fucking buddy that's out there going like, he just has a stutter, man. No. Go watch a video of Joe Biden. I can pull one up for you if you want. I won't subject you guys to more Biden, but just like fucking use Google, man. Go listen to a Joe Biden speech from fucking 10 years ago and tell me this guy's not gone. There's no way. There's 100% no fucking way that this dude is serving another fucking 2.5 years and then running for another 4-year term. Not a chance. Most interesting thing Biden did was trip up the stairs 3 times in a row. Well, there was that and the fact that he shit his pants in front of the Pope and the Queen of England. Those are the 3 most exciting aspects of the Biden presidency to me. I think those are the 3 most impactful things that he did. When he almost killed himself walking up the stairs to Air Force One, and then when he shit his pants in front of every dignitary in Europe. What are the chances of Kanye getting in? I don't know. I really honestly don't know if Kanye has any fucking chance of. Kanye will be lucky if he, like, you know, remains like not locked up in a fucking mental institution. Like, his money is probably the only thing shielding him from that. Kanye, as I understand, is not in the best way, you know, mentally speaking. The Rock, though, I think, like, honestly, dude, The Rock is on paper quoted saying, "I have not ruled out politics." So I think The Rock could be, dude, it could happen. Think about that shit. President Rogan, that would never happen, dude. Joe Rogan is just too fucking goofy. Too goofy. Well, I say that, but look at what we got. I say that, but look at what we got. Do you smell what The Rock is legislating? Yeah, dude. The Rock is going to put the smack down on your Rudy Poo candy ass. He's gonna lay the people's elbow on climate change. He's going to slap the taste out of unemployment. It could happen. Dude, if fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger can be governor of California, you're telling me Rock can't be the fucking president when Donald Trump was the fucking president? Give me a break. Dude, that may be the best. To be quite fucking honest with you now, that may be the best goddamn fucking idea that I've heard for the Democrats to run against Donald Trump in 2024. They'll never do it because they take themselves too fucking seriously. Look at what they got up here. You know what I mean? Look how they present themselves now. They literally would not, like, debase themselves by having The Rock do it, but I bet he could do it. Dude, The Rock would beat the fuck out of Donald Trump. You think The Rock is going to sit there? Think about that shit. You run The Rock on the Democratic ticket. You got The Rock standing there next to this weird, pale, orange-looking idiot. And you know The Rock can talk shit because you watched him do it, or at least you watch clips of him doing it during the Attitude Era of fucking WWF. You know he's got the fucking skills. You think any of that Rudy Poo fucking candy ass Trump shit is going to get by The Rock? Are you kidding me? All The Rock would have to do is, like, when he's walking up to Trump, just like do that thing where you, like, act like you're going to hit somebody. You know what I mean? You just flinch like you're going to punch somebody and watch Trump, like, dive for cover, and it would be over. It'd be over. And tell me he wouldn't, too. The Rock just, like, walked out. Like, you know when they walk out at the beginning of the fucking debates? You know, Trump's walking out. Fucking Rock has got the, like, you know how he used to do with the fucking eyebrow up? He walks right at fucking Trump. all fucking bowed up and swole looking. Gives him the fucking... Trump's like, oh! That would be over, dude. It'd be over. He just lost right there. That's it. Dude, just compare size in general. Trump already looks like a big wad of orange Play-Doh, dude. Stick him next to The Rock? Are you fucking kidding me? Think how weird and odd and saggy and dorky and fucking boomerish Trump would look next to The Rock. See, but that's just me being a better Democratic strategist than anybody that's making the fucking big bucks for the DNC. And they would never, ever debase themselves to ask somebody like The Rock to be at the top of the ticket. But I tell you what, that would be a guaranteed win. There's no way he loses. There's no fucking way. They put him up there just like Trump did. See, Trump just had the audacity to run for president a couple of times. That's all they got to do with him. Get his name out there. Get people used to the idea of seeing like The Rock there and just let The Rock fucking face off against Trump once. Dude, The Rock will pull him apart like a rotisserie chicken. Yeah, The Rock might actually do something for the people. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. I think The Rock's a rich guy through and through. I think he'd fit right in the DNC. But talk about like not knowing how to beat Trump. That's how you beat Trump. You make him look like a weird wad of 70-plus-year-old orange dough, which he is, by just putting a fucking Adonis next to him. Just like literally put fucking Hercules next to him. And make him sit there with his nut flapping in the wind, trying to do all that like slick-ass rich guy New York insult shit. And just let the dude manhandle him. That's it. I don't like the guy because he's pretty much a vote blue no matter who shit lib piece of shit. But I think that like Ojeda, you remember that guy, Richard Ojeda? He's from West Virginia. Dude, he would have fucking dismantled Trump on the stage. Dismantled him. He's not going to be shit talked and talked down to. But see, that type of person doesn't fucking make waves in the Democratic Party. I don't think Ojeda would be a great president. He's, like I said, he's a vote blue no matter who, kind of down the line neo-lib. But as far as like the attitude and shit that's going to be needed to stand up and smack down this kind of like weird Ted, like think about it too. The type of conservatism that is beating the Democratic Party is like Ted Cruz, Mitch McConnell, Donald Trump conservatism. Look at them. Listen to them. You can't find one fucking person other than Joe Biden that could be better than those three? Give me a fucking break. You kidding me? Yeah. Like lefty Trump, yeah. Think about it. They're too stupid. Look what they ran. They ran the pea soup Avenger here. You know what I mean? They ran the mashed pea Avenger here against Trump and almost lost to him. The adult diaper Avenger versus Trump. Actually, they both wear adult diapers. I'm convinced. I've seen some pictures of Trump where it is like 100%. Let me see if I can find one for you guys. Hold up. Because like that's a thing that like, you know, not that I'm making fun of people. But I'm just saying like it's time. When you're like incontinent from age, you can't run the country. Trump diaper. Viewers think Donald Trump was wearing a diaper after spotting a bulge in his pants during weird speech. Diaper Dawn. Diaper Dawn, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Look at it. He's got a dido on. There's nothing like what is that if that's not a diaper? You see it? You see the bulge? He's wearing a fucking diaper, bro. Diaper Dawn instead of Dapper Dawn. Oh man. Yeah, dude. No. Dude, that's not shaped like a package, man. Have you ever seen a cock? You know what I mean? That's just a big old padded diaper. That's not his fupa. It's too smooth. Fupas are lumpy and shit. He'd have a bit, bumpy, and they move when you move. Like, watch him move here. He's got a dido on. He's got a dido. There's a nude out there of Trump. I don't think there is. So that's what I'm saying. I want to introduce the diaper legislation that says that if you were literally incontinent from old age, no, it's not a fupa. It's too smooth, man. I have a fupa. Man. I know what a fupa looks like. It doesn't bulge out the front of your jacket. It doesn't. Look at this thing.
Yeah, thank you.
The Diaper Don. Look at him there. He's got a dido. Look at how it moves. I can't believe this is controversial. Can't believe there's any controversy there. He's clearly got a diaper. He's clearly got a diaper. There's more of these too. I'll find another one for you. If that one doesn't convince you, there's others. Snopes. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, this is a bad fucking Photoshop. This is not them saying that Donald Trump doesn't wear diapers. Former employee, here's more. I mean, the fucking hits just keep on coming. Here we go. You guys ready for this? Former employee says Trump wears adult diapers due to incontinence from repeated stimulant abuse. Look at this. You might look at this and go like, holy shit, Trump's got cake. No. Well, he's got diaper cake. That's a big ass dido back there. He's wearing a fucking diaper. A former staffer on Celebrity Apprentice is breaking his NDA and spilling the beans on the Trump family, more specifically spilling the beans on the president himself, as well as some very personal details. Former talent handler and current stand-up comic Noel Kasler talked about working with Donald Trump on The Apprentice and his teen beauty pageants of the 90s. According to Kasler, Donald Trump is a speed freak who snorts Adderall, which is something we pretty much guessed. And he also invited teen beauty pageants up to, I'm assuming you mean teen beauty queens, up to his suite, which we pretty much knew already. But Kasler also claims that Trump uses adult diapers. Blah, 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 blah. On it goes. He snorts Adderall, dude. Let's see. Did Trump's diaper leak and wet his pants? This isn't it. Donald Trump's latest outing at an event in Greenville, North Carolina. This is the same thing, but let's see. Social media was splashed with images of Trump's creased pants, gave the illusion of being wet from the crotch area. Oh, they're saying like these wrinkles here. Oh, yeah. That's not the illusion. Enhance. They are wet. Oh my fucking God, bro. He peed his diaper. I just thought that it was like fucking wrinkly weird around here because maybe he had like a wedgie. But this looks like they're wet, dude. That's what like slacks do when they're wet. You needed this close up, yeah. Dude. I love this. Trump is wearing a diaper, y'all. Trump often soiled his pants on The Apprentice show. I'm assuming that's the same one. Diaper Don meme explained. Get out of here. Diaper Don meme. Donald Trump calls for Section 230 to be nixed over Twitter. Joe Biden got his fair share of memes for his Thanksgiving Day address mishap. And Donald Trump. You guys fucking get a copy editor. Look at this. Who is this person? Yeah, it's a machine. Fact check. Did Donald Trump have diarrhea on the golf course? Oh! What happened if not that? What happened if not that? Huh? What happened if not that? They're saying it's false? All right, so what is it? A fake one? Both the story and the image are fake. Oh, shit, Snopes. Look, they found the original dutyless image. Okay. See? No duty there. Snopes caught him. Snopes caught him again. Caught him in a fucking fake news cycle. The fake news. See? Paul wants it so bad. What? Donald's. Yeah, dude, I do want a duty stained Donald real bad. Yeah, I wish that was real too. Let's see. Trump rages at Twitter as diaper Don trends. Trump complains about massive dumps on Fox News. Donald Trump called on Fox News on 29 for an interview with host Maria Bartiromo and complained about how big massive dumps cost him the 2020. Give it to me, dude.
And what happened, if you watched the election, I was called by the biggest people saying, congratulations, political people. Congratulations, sir, you just won the election. It was 10 o'clock, and you looked at the numbers, and I'm sure you felt that way. This election was over, and then they did dumps. They call them dumps, big, massive dumps in Michigan.
By the way, this level of political analysis is really all this fucking soap opera is worth investing in. I'm just letting you know that you could sit and listen to somebody give dead ass, straight faced American political analysis for an hour, and you'd get the same thing that I just gave you. Only you'd laugh a lot less. Like the fucking like job of microscopically analyzing the weird, like obvious public showman soap opera that is American politics and trying to make it sound like important and lofty. Oh my God, how many of you listen to people like that? You know what I mean? This is all it's worth. This is my political analysis from here on out. I'm only fucking interested if one of these motherfuckers shits his pants in front of the Pope. In fact, if it's not on that level, if I can't see a real duty stain on the golf course or an obvious diaper or somebody's fucking wig piece blowing off and exposing their weird fucking plastic surgery shit, if it's not on that level, I don't even want to hear about it. It's not political to me. That's why I watch the political soap opera, all right? You might watch it for all the intrigue. I watch it for the dumps in the pants. I like it when one of these motherfuckers shits his pants, literally. What the fuck happened here? Where did I put my pipe? Oh, there it is. Nope, that's not it. I gotta turn on some lights in here or some shit. Hold on. Pipe search. Star search. What do we got? Did I drop it? All right, let me track this down and go take a leak. I'll be right back. Roll up your weed and prepare. I'll be right back. Oh, girl. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. What do you guys think? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? You guys want to do a little fucking tier list or something? What do you want to do, huh? A little Q&A? We can do a little Q&A for those of you hanging out here. Got questions about the content changes or really anything, really? Oh. Otis Redman, yeah. A tier list would be cool. All right. We could do a tier list. Yeah, I guess we could vote on it. Creepy pasta. I don't even know if I could set you up a creepy pasta. I feel like you combine flash fried and a grease trap into onion nuggets. Pretty much, yeah. We liked doing the grease trap, but it was like doing 2 banter sods a week, and we were starting to get burned on just that kind of format. And also we felt like so many like great moments were at the top of our paywall. So many little great memes happen on the grease trap and stuff. And so we definitely took a little from the grease trap, took a little from flash fried, kind of messed around with the format a little bit and spiced it up, at least for us, And from the feedback we've gotten from people, it seems like, most people agree that, it was fun to watch. So Grease Trap isn't ending. No, Grease Trap is going to be a live show for patrons. Excuse me. Once a week. It comes through in the final product when you guys are enjoying making it. Yeah. You and Scotty plan on doing any more streams like the Vermintide ones, or did those just kind of happen organically? Yeah, I think we just kind of did those because we needed to get together and do a little content. I had fun doing them. Like, I'd have no problem doing some more, pessimist gaming here and there. I'd really like to get like all 3 of us into a game. That'd be fucking hilarious. Get us all 3 into a game like Valheim or something where we have to work together and or fuck each other over. You know what I mean? I think it'd be pretty fucking funny. But I think the biggest problem there would be getting TJ on board. TJ, he's not a big video game guy. He tends to not like video games. Can TJ even work a controller? Just barely. Just fucking barely, dude. Watching TJ play The Last of Us was one of the funniest things that I ever did in my life. I'll just put it that way. I remember it was way back in the Washington days. It was before I'd even moved down there. I was actually staying with TJ for a week or 2. And I remember sitting in the living room just kind of like smoking a joint on my phone, and I hear TJ fire up I can't remember what it was, an Xbox or whatever they had. No, well, I guess it has to be a PlayStation. Fired up the thing, and he starts playing The Last of Us, and oh my God, man. I can understand it, like if you're not you're not a big game person, you've never really used a controller, but TJ really has no excuse. He's used controllers before. It was literally like watching somebody's grandma play, but it was TJ. I just wanted to grab it from him and play the game for him. He couldn't figure out the camera. He couldn't figure out the angles. He couldn't figure out the buttons. Make it a donation goal. That might be kind of fun, yeah. Make TJ Let's Play The Last of Us on hard. TJ playing any game on hard or just any hard game. Can you imagine TJ playing Dark Souls? We should make TJ play Dark Souls. Oh my God. That would be funny. Bloodborne, yeah. Any of the Souls likes. Neo 2, yeah. Any of them. That'd be funny. I'd like one of these multiplayer games, though. Like Rust or something, where we all had to work together to try and build a base. I did play some Sekiro. I actually streamed it on Highdeology a couple of times, I think, or at least once. I streamed some Sekiro. I liked the game. I never finished it. I tend to lose interest in games like that, unfortunately, before they're finished. What kind of tier list you gonna do? I don't know. Let's figure that out. Let's figure out what kind of tier list we want. Tier lists. All right. NFL, NBA, blah. Star Wars film ranking, that's boring. Best cereals. I mean, we could do all kinds of stuff here. Let's see. We can do all kinds of stuff. We don't have to stick to any of these. What sounds good? Consoles. Your favorite colors. Color tier list. Beast Wars characters? Bro, I never did any Beast Wars. Greatest video games of all time. 100 plus games. Oh, God, no. Ultimate video game. See, I'm worried that I probably haven't played a whole lot of them if there's a lot of modern games there. I mean, I play some games, but I played the first Call of Duty and then like Call of Duty, one of the other ones. And that was enough for me. The very first Call of Duty was actually kind of cool, but it wasn't anything like modern Call of Duty. McDonald's menu items. Ooh. I did a horror movie one the other day, but that was like more modern horror movies. Let's see. Scariest horror movies, maybe? See if somebody's made something like that. My scariest movies. And they're sorted by popular here. Let's see. Huh? Is that Amy Schumer in there? Okay. Other than Amy Schumer being in there and... Okay, this one looks like a meme. I'm guessing this is like a meme here. Because there's stuff on there that makes no sense. I mean, is there really like... Scariest video game enemies. Scariest Subnautica Leviathans. Horror thriller films tier list. Horror characters. All right. Huge horror movie. Ultimate horror movie tier list. I did this one the last time. I did this one. Horror games have a big audience. Yeah. It's so weird. Scariest horror movies? Like, you'd think that would be like... What if I just did like... Here, let's try searching something else. Let's do like scary movies. Scary things that are very scary. Man, what is this shit? Man, Tier Maker has a very like it's a cool website, but the problem is that its community is dumb as fuck. Its community is a bunch of 12-year-olds, dude. Scary movies. There's like 10 movies on here. What's wrong with you Zoomers, man? You guys are fucking low effort. Scary monsters. Come on, dude. This is really Zoomer shit. All scary stuff ever. Warning, scary. Okay, well, we could do this one. We can see what the scariest of the scary is. These all look like pretty scary things. I don't know who Mrs. Puff is, though. Is that a puffer fish? This looks lame. 90s nostalgia tier list. Oh, yeah. I'm just going to put in 90s and see if it gives me anything. 90s network sitcoms. I could probably do that. 90s movies. There's a 90s movie. I could rank some 90s movies. Oh, Jesus. There really isn't a lot here, and I don't like the ones that they've chosen, so fuck them. Maybe we'll try another one. 90s alt rock albums. Cool. There's really not a lot here either. Man, you fucking some low effort shit. Top 90s albums. What is this? At least somebody took some time on this one. There's like more than 10. You can rank them based on scary. You just need a list of movies. I guess that's true, yeah. Grunge and 90s alt albums. Okay. Well, this has at least more selections. I guess it's just going to be finding one that sounds good. There should be just like 90s nostalgia tier list or something. I could do my 90s like cartoons. Let me see. Was I watching any of these? I watched some of them, but I didn't watch all of them. You know, like the 90s, the late 90s, I was going in my 20s. 2010s cartoons, nah. Best waifus of the 90s? Fucking gross. 80s and 90s heartthrobs. Ooh. Ooh. Dude, I think some of these dudes are children in these pictures, so I don't think we're going to do that. Man, this website really has some bad shit. '90s cartoons, '90s action flicks. You know what? Fuck it. I want to see if they've got an '80s cartoons list. That'll really put you guys up on some boomer game, because that's when I was really like the '80s. I was way more into cartoons. Like in the '90s, I was too cool for cartoons most of the time. Nostalgic cartoon tier list. Cartoons growing up, '70s to the 2000s. What? They don't have 80s cartoons? Man, this is some Zoomer ass shit. What do you guys think? The world started in 1990? Come on, bro. There's a billion cartoons in the 80s. Maybe it's just because I'm searching wrong, huh? I'll have to make one of these times. It'll take fucking forever, though. 80s. What if I do it that way? 80s music. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. Best movies of the 80s. That one might be kind of fun to do. I've probably seen most of those. Let's see if there's a lot of them here. There really isn't. Well, let's do this one then. This looks pretty good. And I've seen every last one of these movies, unless I'm missing one. Nope, I've seen them all. This looks pretty good. Let's do that. Born in 93. Oh, God, man. Oh, God. The best movies of the 80s. I'm assuming they're meaning all of the Star Wars. You know, I'm going to throw those in A tier right away. Maybe even S tier. I mean, come on. You start with Star Wars. Give me a break. Paul, did you ever get into extreme metal? No. No. I do know some of the crazy history behind Norwegian black metal. I'm familiar with Burzum and Euronymous and all of that crazy shit, but only the story. I don't really care for the music. Yeah, dude, this is really gonna read as a look how much better movies were in my childhood than yours. I'm pretty sure that's how this is gonna go. So yeah, the Star Wars trilogy came out in the 80s. As some S tier shit right there. Some S tier shit. The guy from Burzum friended me on Twitter the other day. Hey, good for you, buddy. Hey, Paul, thanks for streaming for the West. I heard y'all focusing on the East, huh? No, we're not going to focus on the East. It's just like we're going to start reckoning from the East Coast. So we're going to start giving. It's like we're all over the fucking country. So we're in different time zones, and we can't, putting them all as a little. We got to give people a point to reckon their time from, or we're not going to be streaming for East Coasters explicitly. Risky Business with Tom Cruise. I mean, whatever. This is it's not a bad movie. It's just not great. It's not a movie that I really feel like going back and rewatching ever. So it's been a long time since I've seen it, and I think that's kind of an indictment of it. It's fun, but not great. The Untouchables. I gotta be honest with you. This movie is not as good as some people make it out to be. It's kind of boring. And you'd think it wouldn't be. You got Robert De Niro playing Scarface Al Capone. And you got, I don't know. It's just not that great. It's a movie, about the prohibition times and they're taking down Al Capone or whatever the fuck and government agents that had wide latitude. It's just not great. I don't know. Not a movie that I like all that much. This is Raiders of the Lost Ark. I mean, I hate to say it, another S tier movie. Raiders of the Lost Ark. The whole Indiana Jones trilogy really is fucking fantastic. Let's see. Is this Pretty in Pink? I think it is. No. I can't tell. Is this Pretty in Pink or Sweet 16 or whatever the fuck? 16 Candles. I think this is 16 Candles. Whatever. It's an A tier movie. I can't remember. What is the guy's name that did all these movies? 16 Candles or whatever the fuck. I'm trying to remember the name of this guy. John Hughes. John Hughes. Yeah, 16 Candles. That's what it is. It's a great movie. I really love pretty much all of the John Hughes movies from the 80s. You're going to see them here in A tier. You might even see one in S tier, but we'll get to that. This is the original Nightmare on Elm Street. This movie is great. I actually watched this recently. I've been watching a lot of old serial movies for Cinema for Cynics. And so, yeah, Amelia and I are in the process of watching this whole Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, and the first one is just great. It had been a while since I saw it. But yeah, I mean, it's scary as all get out. Has some really great kills in it. Freddy is really cool in it. Like, Freddy is not fully like a cartoon yet, you know. Freddy sort of becomes a cartoon. He becomes cartoon Freddy. Big, one of my least favorite Tom Hanks movies, sad to say. I like Big, man. That Big is an A-tier flick. The good vibes off of Big. It's a little weird towards the end, I'm not gonna lie. And like just overall kind of weird. Like there's an adolescent boy stuck in a grown man's body and nobody believes him, and he's got to work a job and fall in love and all of that. And then at the end, he gets turned back into a 12-year-old boy. So I don't know how, it's a little strange, but it's like, Tom Cruise is great at, or not Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks is great in it. And I don't know, I got a lot of nostalgia for it. This is Rambo First Blood. It's B-tier action movie, man. I'm sorry to say it. Like I haven't been, always the biggest fan of the Rambo franchise, and I don't know, man. Something about Sylvester Stallone, it's just hard for me to take him fucking serious. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean you can love it or hate it. I'd put it in B tier. That's not bad. It's not a bad movie, but it's definitely not a movie that I'm always thinking about or always referencing or always thinking, like comparing to other movies. It just doesn't do it for me. Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, where that belongs. That's S tier shit. Airplane, another, whatever. It's a wacky, funny movie. Kind of like that Mel Brooks style of absurdist comedy. Prop comedy, a lot of visual gags, a lot of like old school, like, Three Stooges kind of gags and shit in it. Beetlejuice, S tier, for sure. Yeah, I totally agree. Beetlejuice. I've just summoned him. Fuck. I did it. No, I love that movie. It's great. I love the aesthetic of it. I love the cast. I just think it's just well cast all the way top to bottom. You want to see a young, what's his name? Alec Baldwin, Alec Baldwin in the lead role, Gina Davis in her prime. Good stuff. This is Spinal Tap, definitely A tier for me. I love all the movies, by the way, that are made, the Christopher Guest films. So Spinal Tap is a mockumentary. And Christopher Guest has made a ton of these mockumentary films. Alec Baldwin. Yeah, isn't Alec Baldwin in? Yeah, Alec Baldwin is in Beetlejuice. He plays the main dude. They're like, well, not Beetlejuice, but he plays, you know what I mean? Spinal Tap. Yeah, mockumentary. They made a bunch of other ones. A Mighty Wind is one of them about like folk bands, and then there's Best in Show. There's quite a few of them. I like them, but Spinal Tap is probably the best one. Back to the Future, hard S tier. 1 and 2 specifically. I mean, they're just great movies. I don't know what you like. They're just so much fun, so much fun to watch. And that's really, honestly, that's how I rank movies. Even scary movies. How much fun did I have watching them? How much fun did I have talking about them, thinking about them? How many times do I feel like I want to go back and watch them again? So if you see me throw a movie in S tier, it's one of those movies that, it just crops up. Goonies. I mean, come on. You guys know my love for the Goonies. It might be one of my favorite movies of all time, easily. It's up there with Aliens for me. This movie is like, I mean, it's top tier. It's top tier. They can't do kids movies like this anymore. They just can't do it. It was edgy enough that kids felt like they were being accurately portrayed in it. So the kids like cussed and, made off-color jokes about each other and acted like actual fucking kids rather than this like sanitized version of kids that we get. It was like it felt like real kids going on a really cool adventure. They don't make movies like that anymore. You know what I mean? You get this weird fucking like hyper overstimulating cartoon type of movie or you get, just really bad movies that condescend to the intelligence level of children. I don't know. I just really love the Goonies, man. Your first Highdeology longtime patron. Well, welcome. Yeah, make sure you go back and watch it. Make sure you catch these if you can. They're fun, and I try to be interactive. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. This is an A-tier flick. I don't care what you say about what's his name, Matthew Broderick. I don't care what you say about him. At least in this movie, he was great. This movie is awesome. Just a great, one of those kind of like landmark teen films from the 80s. See, I really liked the 80s because I feel like that kids that, they got to see a lot of themselves in films. And there were a lot of really genuinely good films made for that age group. Was Matthew Broderick's only good movie. You might be correct about that, maybe. I'll give you that, but whatever. It's a good flick. It's a really good flick. Gremlins, and once again, I don't put it down here because it sucks. You guys have to understand, B tier for me, these are watchable flicks. These are movies that I would all recommend somebody watch. You got to be C tier or below for me to go like, maybe you want to stay away from that. Now, I know a lot of people love Gremlins. I certainly did when I was a kid. I loved little, what's his name here? Fuzz Ass, or what was his name? I want all my brain can think of is Wicket. What was his name? The little fucking gremlin, the good guy gremlin. I don't remember what his name was, but I loved him when I was fucking 10. Gizmo. Thank you. Yeah, Gizmo. And it's not a bad movie. It's just not, I don't know. Not one of my favorite movies to come out of the 80s, especially like in the shadow of some of the movies yet to come. There's going to be a lot of S-tier movies as far as I'm looking at here. Let's see. Raging Bull. This is an A-tier film. This is really good. Robert De Niro, really good movie. I don't watch it a whole lot because it's kind of hard to watch. It's kind of a downer of a film. But yeah, really like it. Die Hard, A-tier film. Just is, man. For a dumb, turn your brain off, spectacle action flick, I can't think of many that are better than this. Can you guys tell me a spectacle, like just a dumb, kind of turn your brain off, put your brain in cruise control and kick back and enjoy it and watch a movie that's an action movie that's better than this one? For that. I can't think of one. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, B tier. It's a little goofy. It's a little goofy in the face of some of the more serio-comic kind of teen comedies that you got, because even Ferris Bueller had some really deep moments in it. And I kind of like that presentation more than the 80s version of the drunk/stoner comedy. Speaking of which, here's your first S-tier John Hughes film. Breakfast Club, need I say more, is, whatever. It's just a great fucking movie. A chamber film, too, which is pretty cool. So I love that. Platoon, not my favorite war film. Pretty good one, though. Charlie Sheen is in it. So do with that what you will. Platoon's A tier for you. Yeah, no, I mean, that's why it's B tier, because on this list we got Full Metal Jacket and Apocalypse Now exists, and if those two are A tier, then why Platoon belongs right here. You know what I mean? But yeah, Breakfast Club is an eternal classic, an eternal banger of a movie. It's great. It's fucking fantastic. I don't know. Great dialogue, great casting, great performances all around. And once again, that serial comic kind of tone that I really liked that came out of the 80s. A Christmas Story. This is A-tier shit, man. That, like, it's one of my favorite Christmas movies. I like this movie, and I like White Christmas, and I like It's a Wonderful Life. You know, that's my top tier Christmas shit. And this one's great, man. It's, you know, it's a Christmas movie with a little edge to it, which I like. You hate that kid. I think that's the point. He's supposed to be a nerdy little hateable kid. You know, Hot Shots for that turn your brain off action film. Hot Shots. That's not I mean, that's not. That's like a comedy movie in the vein of like Naked Gun or whatever. It's not even really an action movie, but I guess so. Yeah, you really do turn your brain off with that one. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is an S tier film. 100%. And it's a movie that hasn't even been matched to this day when it comes to the combination of live action and animation. Hasn't been done better to this day, and there's really no excuse other than nobody wants to take the time to lovingly craft a film like this again. S tier, S tier, S tier all the way. Great casting, great characters, awesome to this day, great villain, and a really boundary-pushing technological achievement at the time. That it's like Jurassic Park in that it just looks way better than it should for the time that it came out. Top Gun, this is some A-tier shit, boy. This is like a testosterone-drenched movie. But when I was a kid, I loved fucking fighter jets, and I still do. And this is just like testosterone city. You know what I mean? It's just like like if you're a fighter jet pilot that everybody calls fucking what was his fucking call sign in it? It's been a while since I've seen Top Gun. I remember his buddy's call sign was Goose. I don't remember that one. Yeah, Maverick. Oh, it's because fucking John McCain ruined Maverick for me. But yeah, dude. Yeah, if you're a guy that flies jets, you call yourself Maverick, you're the biggest Billy Big Dick in the world, dude. Nobody is cooler than you because you could fly a jet and your name is Maverick. Scarface is A tier for me. I like Goodfellas more. Yeah, I mean, I like Goodfellas a good bit, but I got to put fucking Scarface where it belongs, dude. Scarface is my favorite Brian De Palma film by a country mile. And one of my favorite Al Pacino films by a country mile. Okay, so the Twitch emotes sort of don't work here. Yeah. They don't. This is not Twitch. My grandpa was a good fighter pilot. My picture is his badge. Cool. Yeah, dude. Scarface is an iconic 80s flick. It's definitely like a movie that you can look at if you want to see what like 80s fashion and music and popular culture was like. And for that alone, putting it up there. I mean, a lot of these movies are like that, honestly. I mean, you take a look at Scarface, The Breakfast Club, The Goonies, Back to the Future. These were all kind of fashion plate films. You know, maybe excluding Roger Rabbit. Let's put it over here with the fantasy films. These were fashion plate films. These were films that show off what kids were dressing like, what parents were dressing like, what cars looked like, what music sounded like, what the popular culture was like, and what the rules for kids and adults were like, and like all that shit is really on display in these films. You know, which I don't know if that justifies for you bumping them up to the level that I have, and it's certainly not the only reason they're up here, but you can tell that that's capturing the tone and timbre of the times in which a film was made is something that's pretty hard to do. And there was a lot of 80s films that did it really well. Terminator, God tier. And I'm going to tell you right now, I was a boomer on Terminator for a long time. I used to think Terminator 2 was the best movie. It ain't. It's a good movie. God tier. Terminator is God tier. I did not remember it being so good. I watched it recently, like less than a year ago. Oh my fucking God, bro. Terminator. God tier. Pretty much every scene in Scarface is memorable. Yeah, everything about it. Like the soundtrack. I bet if you've seen Scarface once or twice, I bet you can fucking just kind of like hum 3 or 4 songs from it. You know what I mean? Just really great. Just awash in color and fun and really great sounds and performances. But Terminator 1, oh my God, bro. Oh, yeah, Johnny, you have to go back and watch it because I was kind of in the same boat. It probably wasn't since I was 8, but I was probably like in my early 20s, maybe even earlier the last time I watched Terminator because I went through this thing where it was like, well, why would I watch Terminator when Terminator 2 exists? I gotta tell you, I watched them back to back. Terminator is markedly better. And that's saying something because Terminator 2 is huge. It's a fucking great movie, but Terminator is genuinely fucking spooky. I didn't remember it being such a horror film, dude. It's a horror movie. Unbelievable. So definitely S tier for me. Karate Kid. I want to like Karate Kid a lot more than I did, man. I liked it kind of as a kid, but as an adult, it's just, I don't know, man. And look, none of the movies here on the B tier are movies that I wouldn't recommend to you. Like I said, you got to be C or D, for me to kind of like, so I'd recommend you watch any of these movies if you haven't seen them. But Karate Kid, just, I don't know, it ain't my thing, man. Yeah, I like Mr. Miyagi. I mean, it's a good movie. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. It's just not up here. It's not on the same level as these films for me. Ending to Karate Kid, can't put it in S tier at least, yeah. Just give me a second here because this next movie, let me see. Yeah, there we go. Oops. I want to delete this tier. All right, we need a God tier, and we need to put Alien in it. Aliens. Sorry. This is my favorite movie of all time, so there's no way I'm going to put it on a list like this. I mean, I compare all of the films below this to this movie, and if I'm honest with you, and it's hard for some of these, honestly, they're all lacking in the face of this film. This film is, to me, it's the total package, and that I know it plays to a lot of my interests, too. It's horror, alien stuff, not the franchise, but just aliens in general. Kind of sci-fi. These are all kind of in my blood. Some of my favorite stuff, as you can see here. And Alien this franchise just tops them all. And this movie in particular, Aliens, just tops all of them. Yeah, Gorilla tier. Ghostbusters, S tier. It's the first Ghostbusters movie. It's fucking great. It is dark. It's scary without being overbearingly so, and funny, and heartfelt, and interesting, and fun, and lighthearted, and deep, and it's just an interesting fucking mishmash of filmmaking. It just feels epic on a scope that like no movie, like you don't see movies, like even a big ass Marvel movie doesn't feel epic to me in the way that Ghostbusters does watching it. The way that Ghostbusters is presented just feels so fucking pro. And yeah, I don't know how else to put it other than that. Blade Runner. Blade Runner's A tier for me, honestly. I'm not going to lie and claim that I'm like some guy that just absolutely reveres Blade Runner. I do. I think it's a great film, but it's a little, like, it's not a movie that I want. Like, these movies I will watch any time of the day. You throw on any of these movies up here, Blade Runner, I got to be in the mood. You know what I mean? And it is a spectacle. It is an absolutely beautiful fucking practical movie magic kind of movie. But it is it's a mood piece, you know what I mean? It's not a movie that you're going to catch me throwing on all the time. It may be at the top of this list. Like, I'll give it that. It's low S tier, high A tier, somewhere in the middle. How's that? I actually do like the Blade Runner sequel, side by side. I like it more than the original. In terms of like a watching experience, I think that the second movie is just more fun. What is this movie? Can somebody tell me what the fuck that is? Is that Working Girl? Does anybody recognize what the fuck that is? Got it cut off. I'm trying to see who's in it. I can't tell. Yeah, D tier with you. Get out of here. If somebody figures it out, let me know, and I'll let you know if I've seen it or not. But like, whatever that box is not. I can't tell what the fuck it is from here. So yeah. Good night. Yeah. Good night, intellectual degenerate. Have a good one. Poltergeist. I'll put Poltergeist in the A tier. Why not? It's not the best, horror movie on this list, let alone the best horror movie of all time, but it's a good movie. It's I'd recommend people watch it. It's fun. Stand By Me, for me, this is an S tier film. Once again, it goes to show you how, like, these types of movies just don't get made anymore. Look at the cast of this film. In particular, Stand By Me. Let's see if we can find it here. Right? So you've got Wesley Crusher. And I got to be honest with you, he's fucking fantastic in this. Will Wheaton is great in this. You have Rivers Phoenix. Not River Phoenix. Who, I mean, I don't even know. Like, he was just great. Dude died tragically at an early age. You got Corey Haim. Or is this? No, this is Corey Feldman. Dude, as crazy as the dude is now, fantastic in this movie. This is a roster of amazing child actors. I can't remember this guy's name, but he was in fucking Sliders and Jerry McConnell. A roster of 4 absolutely phenomenal standout child actors. When's the last time you saw a movie that had nothing but kids in it that was worth a fuck? I'll wait. E.T. This is an A-tier movie. I loved it when I was a kid. It's still an absolutely haunting movie to watch. I don't know that I would put it up here with these. It's a little hard for me to watch, actually. It's a pretty sad flick, if you're honest. Look at these guys. Proceeds to cover them up with his camera. Oh, sorry, guys. Whoops. I forgot my camera was on that top end. Anyway, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. The Thing. This is an S tier movie. I mean, one of the best horror movies on this list, maybe the best horror movie on this list, maybe the best horror movie ever made. I don't know, pure horror movie. It's, I'm almost, if it wasn't Aliens sitting in the God tier, it would be up there. Let's put it that way. It just doesn't quite make it. It's Caddyshack. Get out of here, Caddyshack. This movie sucks. This is like actual boomer humor. Okay, this is a boomer film. People that like this movie like boomer memes and boomer humor. It sucks. Fuck Caddyshack. C tier. If I knew what this was, it might be down here in the D with that. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I mean, of course, it's going to be up there with its friends. Princess Bride. I mean, I got to be honest with you. The rest of these are S-tier films. Look at this. Look how fucking ripe the 80s was with absolutely amazing must-see films. Princess Bride, Evil Dead, The Shining, Full Metal Jacket. How do you put those anywhere other than S-tier? I mean, just take a look at this. One decade. 1 decade worth of film here, and all of this happened. Just like movies that stand up against and beat most modern films. All of them made in that decade. Dude, there's no way I would put Princess Bride anywhere else. It was a fucking fantastic film. Beautiful movie. Evil Dead, one of the greatest fucking horror movies ever made. Like horror comedy in a way that you've never seen it before. The Shining, one of the greatest horror movies ever made. Full Metal Jacket, one of the greatest war movies ever made, and probably the greatest Vietnam War film ever made. You like the original Evil Dead or the remake, bro? What do you think? So let's go back through these. In God tier, we've got Aliens, of course. Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. The original Star Wars, I guess, isn't on this because it wasn't an 80s film. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade in the S tier. Beetlejuice, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Back to the Future. These are all S tier films. I really can't imagine moving any of these. If I run across one, I'd move. I'll let you know. Goonies, Breakfast Club, Scarface, Terminator, Ghostbusters, Stand By Me, The Thing, Princess Bride, Evil Dead, The Shining, Full Metal Jacket. Yep. They all belong. And then you're talking just like let's not forget the A-tier films, you know? These are all great movies. Stand up today. Got Blade Runner, got Pretty in Pink, or 16 Candles. Either one of them could be here, honestly. Nightmare on Elm Street, Big, This is Spinal Tap, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Poltergeist, Raging Bull, fucking, oh my God. Die Hard, sorry, I had a brain fart. Christmas Story, Top Gun, E.T. B tier, we got Risky Business, Rambo First Blood, Airplane, Gremlins. These are all like, you know, kind of dumb, turn your brain off, easy to watch movies, but they don't really, you know, compare against classics. The C tier, you got Untouchables and Caddyshack. Both of them kind of just meh movies. I don't know. Maybe I was a little uncharitable to Untouchables. It might be like a low B minus, but I'm gonna leave it there and see. And then whatever the fuck that was. Yeah, I mean, like so many movies, like franchises these days, are trying to recreate this rather than coming out with this. Think about it. All this came out in the same decade. All of this was conceived of and came out in the same decade. All these S-tier films, this God-tier film, these A-tier films, all of this. Different franchises. You got Star Wars, you got Indiana Jones, Back to the Future. These weren't like continuations of a 70s franchise. These came out in the fucking 80s. They were invented. Well, in the late 70s and 80s, you know? Back to the Future, Goonies, all these Terminator, all these franchises have been endlessly rebooted, remade. Oh, we're coming out with the new Star Wars. We're coming out with the new Indiana Jones, new Back to the Future. I can't. That's going to be horrible when Back to the Future gets remade. That's going to be terrible. Anyway, so that's that. I want to let you guys know. Thanks for joining me. It was fun hanging out with you guys. Thanks for being patrons. If you liked this, consider, hanging out on my normal Highdeology. This is pretty much what we do. Sit around, talk shit, do some tier lists, have a good time, smoke some weed. But yeah, thanks for being patrons. Thanks for supporting us. We will see you pretty much every fucking day of your life. So, see you next time.